August 12th, he saved him, and then on August 19th, he destroyed him. This is not a story of tension. That is more of a story with a betrayal with a receipt. And now the dream match is a grudge match for the AEW World Championship at Wembley Stadium. Stay locked. The full story of how we got here will be discussed in a few minutes. And then why Wembley changes everything when it comes to this story. Welcome to the Tea Drop, where the brew is strong and there's lots to talk about. Let's get straight into it. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the AEW World Championship is verified now as the main event of All In London at Wembley Stadium on Sunday, August 30th. AEW confirmed it. Wembley Stadium is ready for this. AEW released a few days ago an official hype video where we have the 2026 Men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament winner Will Ospreay, who is looking to fulfill his dream of becoming a world AEW champion at Wembley. Will Ospreay won the tournament. Kenny Omega is the current champion. Now, let's talk about it. How did we get here? Let's go a little bit fast because you guys already lived through it. June 29th, Forbidden Door. Will Ospreay defeats Swerve Strickland to win the Men's Owen Hart Cup. The victory earns Ospreay an AEW World Championship match at All In, and that became his official path to Wembley. AEW connects the tournament victory, as always, directly to a match at Wembley for the biggest prize. Now, July 26th at AEW Redemption, Kenny Omega successfully defends the AEW World Championship against TNT champion Kevin Knight. His first defense as champion is successful. Now, Omega moves towards Wembley as the champion, and now we reach the heat of the moment of this feud, and that is where AEW transforms the dream match into a grudge match. July 30th on Dynamite, Omega and Ospreay trade slaps while arguing about the ending of Redemption. Not manufactured at all. This is real heat between these two, or at least a very good, well-played version of it. There is a real character friction over who earned what and who respects whom. It didn't help that Omega saw that the Death Riders were trying to suffocate him with a plastic bag. That's what happened at Redemption, and then Will Ospreay they were trying to get Will to do it, but he refused. But unfortunately, Omega woke up and saw him with the bag and was very angry about it. And that's what led to this exchange at the following Dynamite. Omega and Ospreay stand nose to nose. So they have their one-off. And then, do I have the video for August 12th? I don't think so. But August 12th, pretty much similar thing. They had the Don Callis family attacks Will Ospreay, but who makes the save? Kenny Omega. The champion rescues the challenger. Omega tells Ospreay, "I helped you tonight, but this is the last time." That save is important because it makes what happens next feel like betrayal, not simply intensity. Now, August 19th, there is a sit-down interview. Same two men. They have a sit-down with Miss Renee Paquette. There we go. Omega has security remove Ospreay eventually in this. Here we go. Because they eventually heat up in this discussion that it got him pissed off. He gets up, but then security removes Ospreay. Then he goads Ospreay into returning. They pretty much trigger him. And Omega tells Ospreay to take one final look at the championship. But anyway, we get a slap, we get a save, but then eventually these two snapped in days to come. 11 days away. They pretty much confronted each other. Omega pretty much snapped this past week on Dynamite and pretty much took care of Will Ospreay in the most gruesome way that you can imagine, pretty much setting up the feud to finally have Ospreay as the face and Omega as the heel. Omega tells Ospreay to, like I said, to take one final look at the championship. But then he takes the one-wing angel from the apron through the table on the floor, then pretty much slaughter him. 3 clear beats when it comes in roughly 3 weeks. We get the slap, we get the save, and we get the table. That is the story AEW told from late July into August. And for newer viewers who want the deeper history, their major match rivalry stands at pretty much one victory each between each other. Even though they're promoting it like that, they're not talking about the 2015 matchup they had back at PWG All-Star Weekend, which Kenny Omega won. But I guess they're not going to talk about that. They're only talking about from 2023 forward. So let's go through that. So this is the history when it comes to this rivalry between the two, with one victory each. So at Wrestle Kingdom 17 and 2023, Omega defeated Ospreay. At Forbidden Door 2023, Ospreay defeated Omega. The full rivalry timeline, we can link it below for you guys as well. Now, but for today, the focus is Wembley. This is not simply another pay-per-view main event. This is All In at Wembley Stadium. For Will Ospreay, this is home soil for this man. A wrestler who helped reshape modern British wrestling. We've even talked about Ospreay in a few segments during the Deep Brew in our channel. There is no hesitation when it comes to British wrestling. Will Ospreay is one of the biggest people and contributors to that era, to the era of British wrestling. He had a career built through New Japan, a body that has paid for his profession. And after double fusion neck surgery this past couple months, the assassin now receives an AEW World Championship main event in front of his home country at Wembley. AEW's United Kingdom promotion leans directly into that pressure point. An entire country is depending on Ospreay to bring the championship home. For Kenny Omega, this is legacy sealing. The cleaner, the best bout machine, already connected to Wembley history, but now defending the AEW World Championship there. And he is defending against perhaps the only wrestler alive who can match him move for move. Ospreay told Omega in the hype package, "You gave up on yourself." Omega admitted that the line cut deeply. That makes this personal, not an exhibition. Stylistically, this will not be a slow match. Not at all. Both men wrestle at a pace that breaks normal logic at times, but Wembley demands psychology, not only spectacular moves. Omega understands that, Ospreay understands that, and the table attack on Dynamite this past week told us the same thing. This is no longer a simple attempt to out-wrestle each other. Now, what happens next at Wembley? Where does this feud go from here? We do not lock in a winner, nothing yet. Anyone guaranteeing the outcome is just guessing at this point. That's all we do in the internet, I guess, at this point. But let's not talk about guesswork. Let's just talk about the pure story behind it. Ospreay earned his opportunity through the Owen Hart Cup. Omega proved at Redemption that he is a worthy champion. They clashed over respect, then Omega saved Ospreay, but 7 days later, Omega destroys him by putting him through a table. That is the complete arc heading into All In Wembley. Now here's what AEW must avoid at Wembley though. Do not overbook the finish. Hopefully, no Don Callis family screw job. No unnecessary run-in. Let the cleaner and the assassin breathe throughout the battle. Wembley does not need interference. It needs a finish people will remember 10 years from now. A moment people remember 10 years from now. And that is why this feud works. Everyone wants the match to receive probably 5 stars at this point, but Wembley remembers more than ratings. Slap, save, table. That's it. Now settle the conflict in the World Championship where it matters most. Drop your answers in the comments. Do you go for Ospreay or Omega? Give me one reason you believe your pick wins at Wembley. And as always, if the tea hit right, hit the like and subscribe on the channel, and I will see you on the next video.